Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. So this week we're gonna talk about. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So I hope you can hear me. This week we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna share instead of a movement therapy session. I'm gonna share a dance show, a performance, to show you the different kinds of dimension that you can move, the different forms of being that you get to experience, that you get to explore for yourself. So you can see that from this performance, I want you to learn to be able to shift your identity, to be able to adopt any identity that you want at the moment. So basically, it's almost like an actor. You're basically an actor in your life. You get to be whatever part you decide. You get to be whatever character you decide. So this performance shows you the many different range of characters, the many different range of movements, the range of possibilities that is infinite that you have access to. So I want you to be able to understand that we are an infinite we are infinite consciousness, and we have the ability to adopt infinite version of being, an infinite state of being where we have the access to any form of identity that we want, any form of any state of mind that we want, any form of personality, any form of emotion, any form of being that we decide. We get to be that if we just believe it strong enough, and if we just, if we can access it through our intuition, through our innate connection, to our birth connection, to this our birth connection, to our intuition, to our primordial intelligence. So an intelligence that is so ancestral and so deep within us that we are not able to see, but we are able to feel. So I want you to be able to connect to that through your dance therapy movement. And I want to demonstrate this, show this demonstration of dance performance to show you that, it's possible to connect to that infinite consciousness. So let's begin. Sorry, I just want to test the volumes for a few seconds. Okay.
Vidya and Jaina, absolutely stunning. Our second
Okay,
event
it's working.
features Connor Scott with partner Mishak Henry. It's a piece they choreographed with Neville Campbell, who's the head of the Centre for Advanced Training at Dance City in Newcastle, where Connor currently studies. It's called Blood Snow.
Okay, so that is the contemporary duet. So I hope you can, by just seeing that, you're allowing your mind's eye, you're allowing your subconscious to open to new possibilities of movement. So you don't have to be so perfect with your technique. You don't have to exactly have that perfection in movement, but you are able to see the many different kinds of motion. There's swinging motion, there's jolted motion, there's all kinds of motion that they showed. There is I can't remember the many different modes of movement, but there is swinging, there is it's a duet, so there's kind of like a lot of leaping around as well. So there's a lot of different kind of feeling as well, the different feelings that is associated with those movements, whether it's sinking into the floor or like jumping into the air or staying grounded and stable. Whatever the feeling is, it is a different form of being. Each different movement is a different form of being. So there's a lot of different transitions as well, and the waving movements, the the energy at the end, that was quite interesting for me because he's showing his life force, he's showing his kind of his his energy, the energy that's building up through his abdomen to his hand, all the way up, and then his energy kind of is trying to burst out of him. You can see that his energy is trying to burst out of him, and in the end, it burst out of him through the both of them. It burst out of him through the both of them. So basically, yes, the both of them kind of you can feel that the energy goes through the both of them. So it starts from building up from his chest to to his entire upper body, and then it goes all the way, shoots out through the both of them to the air, and you can kind of feel that energy as well. You can feel it. So it's that energetic feel that they are using, in their dance, energetic movement. And there is they explored a lot of different kinds of motion as well, and this weaving around the bodies as well. They weave around and they carried each other, they played around with their weight. So different forms of weight distribution, you can do it solo as well. Different forms of weight distributions and different forms of space exploration. So exploring the space between your body, and being really aware of the spaces, the interrelational spaces between different parts of the body. So that is a form of movement, being aware of the negative space and the positive space, the space that is being occupied by your body, and the space that you get to explore, that you get to occupy. So by being aware of the interrelational space between different parts of the body, you can be aware of the space between your palm and your forehead, or your palm and the sole of your feet. You can be aware of that distance, and you can play around with it. You can move those two in relation to each other. You can move those two away from each other, to which is are keeping conscious of the distance between the two parts of the body. You can feel in the space between the two parts of the body. You can fill in the space between different parts of the body. It's very, it's very fluid. You get to explore anything you wish. That's why I say it's infinite. The possibility of movement is infinite. The dimensions are infinite. So they explored weight distribution, they explored spatial movement, they explored energetic movement, they explored swinging motion, different forms of motion, swinging, leaping, and the pulling, the gravitational pulling. I think at one point they did that, where they were kind of rotating around each other. So rotational motion, and there's yeah, that's another swinging one, and then slow motion as well, slowing down, and the surrendering motion, the surrendering feeling. and the excitement and the swift and the transition, the smooth motion, you know, never-ending smoothness. And the leaping, the jumping, and the rolling, you know, the surrendering roll. The way they just let themselves go like that, you know, just allowing the expression to fill their entire body. That's amazing, I think. But you don't have to be so perfect with it. You just have to let your body speak, let your intuition speak through your body, you know, express whatever you need to express through the music, through whatever you need to express at the moment. So that's what dance therapy is for. So another video I want to share is this contemporary circus where they are using different equipment. So circus, they usually have a trapeze. They usually have, for static trapeze, they usually have just 2 strings and a bar, and they perform using just that one equipment. Or they have other forms of, maybe they have like a seesaw thing where they perform tumbling around with each other. And then they have flying trapeze as well. They have rope, they have silks, they have aerial straps. So that those are like just you know, just straps from the air. So sorry, straps hanging from the air, and they just kind of, they pull themselves up into the air and they perform on the rope or the silks, which is just hanging on the air, and they perform tricks on the rope or the silk or the strap. So those are the equipments for circus. But this is contemporary circus where they change the equipment. They use a different form of equipment so that they can expand their range of movement and expand their vocabulary and expand their character. So they get to explore more dimensions of art. They get to expand their art, and they get to explore different dimensions of expressions. So so this is one of the equipment. This equipment is not just 2 strings and a bar. It's multiple space. There are multiple bars, and there is a lot of spaces, a lot of gaps between where they get to weave their limbs around. And it's a triplet. So there are 3 performers and 1 big equipment. So they get to explore you know, different forms of movement and performance through this one improvised, this creative equipment that they made themselves. They created this equipment by themselves. So it is not a conventional circus. It is not a you know, it is not a normal circus equipment. It is an equipment that they made by themselves. I just want to point that out.
With the pieces of equipment that we perform on, we start with an idea for either for a piece of work or a theme or something, and we'll have an idea for something that could express that. For example, like one idea, we just wanted to fill the entire stage with a huge scaffolding construction so we could be anywhere in it, and then when you did that, it actually meant that there was a lot of space in between the bars, and so we kept moving them down and round and closer together and taking bits away and bits away. And what we ended up with was a flat platform that we could perform on. And it, although it had nothing to do with the original idea of being able to be everywhere on the stage, it was a sort of boiling down process of what was most interesting about that construction fabric and what kind of ways it wanted to be performed on.
Usually we create a lot.
So he called it a construction fabric. So it is a fabric that they get to explore their movement on, that their piece is revolving around. So it is the fabric where they get to paint their performance.
Of material, and then we try and find out what the essence of the piece is and then get rid of all the unnecessary bits, and we try and keep it quite simple in terms of set, that we just have the piece of equipment and not lots of costume and other things around it. And also we try and keep it quite simple in terms of use of our skill, because obviously as a circus performer you want to put in all the things you've learned, but we try and hold back because we work a lot with story. So if it's the strongest for the story to just take someone's hand, we'll not do a backflip first and then do that. William of Ockham, the medieval philosopher, said that if you have two plausible theories for the explanation of something, you should go for the simplest one. And they used to write on parchment and kind of use a razor to erase the unnecessary words and kind of boil things down to their essence. And the principle, the logic principle, is called Occam's razor. And we thought that kind of fits the way we work, even though it's a very complicated way of saying keeping it simple.
So their piece is called the Occam's razor, which means that they are making a simple piece. It's simplicity, a piece dedicated to simplicity. So that's the one of the performances. This is another performance by another duet, another two people performing. So I'll just let them explain what it's all about.
The first piece we made was Memento Mori, and we were working on a trapeze, actually, just Alex and I doing doubles trapeze, and just trying to find movement that was our own, not thinking about moves or technique, but just finding a way to move around each other. And as we were doing that, we noticed that many images would emerge from it about rest, or trying to find rest, or trying to be at rest. And the other images that seemed to come out were of struggle and pulling apart. And we were drawing these images and trying to work out what was the theme, what was the story in there, what was that about. And I came across the Memento Mori images from Holbein, which are all about someone's relationship to death. And we were just looking through the images, and it was really striking how there's lots of different pictures of death visiting people and taking them, and there's some where they're little children and they're playing, and death will appear as a child and dance away with them, and there are old women that are being comforted as they're being led away, and there's young men that are fighting and struggling, and it's all the different attitudes to people as they meet death. And so we realised that a lot of the movement we created was actually some of it strikingly similar to the pictures in the book, and these very strong pictures of struggle or of comfort. So from that we made this piece that's about someone's journey to death, from complete oblivion at the beginning where you don't even see it and don't acknowledge it in your life, it's not there, to the end when it could be a comfort. We were doing this on the trapeze, and we were finding that trapezes have a natural wobble to them. And so we wanted something that would be strong and be firm, and that we could move around, so that the only thing moving would be our bodies. So we made a rectangle, like a metal rectangle. And we then found that if we turned that to the audience, it would almost completely disappear, because you would just have the one line. So apart from the rectangle being like the framing of the illustrations in the book, which it does, it also works as a metaphor for a window or a door that you walk through, but also it could be almost invisible, so that what you would see are the bodies moving in a black space and not be hampered by the equipment.
So I hope you enjoyed that. That was very interesting to me. The rectangle, instead of a trapeze with two ropes, two flexible points, two flexible strings, and a fixed bar, they have four fixed bars, a rectangle, and it's turned towards the audience so that they can give the illusion of a window, so that it's almost like a dark window where the two bodies are dancing around through darkness, around the window, through the window and around darkness. So, and I think the performance was really good because it shows you the many different forms of, the many different, the wide range of motion, movement, and exploration, the many different possibilities and range of expression within just within just one frame. They get to weave around the frame and show so much story, show so much, perform so much with so much expression and so much give so much character in it. There is a story to it, there is a background to it, and it's so deep. You can see their movement and their expression, and the every movement, every posture, every position has its own meaning. So you see how deep it is. You can see how powerful, and how not only how deep and powerful each position and each state of being is, but also how easy they weave and shift from one state of being to another, and how they explore the many different modes of transitions and the many different forms of being. So I think that is very, very creative for me. The entire performance was so creative, you know. So I hope you enjoyed that and learned something from it. So for now, let's go back to the demo session, where I will guide you to your own dance therapy or movement therapy session. So if you want to join me, please do. I will be demonstrating some dance movement. I need my stereo on, so I think I'm gonna, I'm just gonna move my upper body for now. So let's continue. Let me just do my sound system for a while. Okay, I think this is fine. So I want you to start with your breath. I want you to start with breathing in for 3 counts, hold for 2 counts, and then breathing out for 3 counts. Ready? So let's start. Breathe in for 3 counts, hold for 2 counts, breathe out for 3 counts. So now I want you to steady your breath. Steady your breath and notice your breath. If it's shallow, let it be. If it's deep, let it be. Just notice it. You don't have to force it, just notice it. Simple. Keep things simple. Always keep things simple. Let your body do whatever it needs naturally. Make it organic. Make awareness organic as well. So now I want you to be aware of your body, your physical sensations, how your body is feeling, where it you feel is having a sore, where you feel is more relaxed, whatever region you feel is having pain or sores or tension, just bring your attention to those tension, and then bring your attention to other parts as well. Don't have to relax those tensions. Try to relax, but you don't have to. Just be aware of them. Just notice them. Notice the tensions at different parts of your body. Notice other parts of your body. And now I want you to scan your entire body, your physical sensations, the five senses. Just be aware of the physical sensations from your head to your toe. So start with your forehead, your skull, the upper part of your skull, down from your eyes to your nose, to your mouth, to your jaw, then down to your neck, your collarbone, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, fingernails, and then down from back to your collarbone, down to your ribs. Feel your ribs, feel your chest, your gut, your internal organs at your stomach region, at your torso region. Feel your torso. Be aware of your torso, the physical sensations that you feel there externally and internally. Your pelvic region, your thighs, your knees, your calves, and your feet. So now that you're done scanning through, I want you to do one more scan from your head to your toe, but it's a quick one, a quick scan. So head to your neck, to your arms, and back to your neck, to your chest, upper chest, lower chest, torso, pelvis, upper leg, lower leg, feet. Okay, so now that you're aware of your body, I want you to be aware, cast your attention, part of your attention. For this session, I want you to be more aware of your body. So 80% of your attention would be on your body, and 20% would be on your surrounding, your spatial surrounding, your surrounding objects, your awareness of your surrounding, your visual awareness, your auditory awareness, your physical contact awareness, the awareness through physical contact. So what you're touching, your floor, your seat, or your feet, your clothes, your accessories, your whatever you're seeing, whatever you're hearing, I want you to be aware of that 20%. So 80% would be in your body, your physical sensations, how your body is feeling, how your body, whether it's warm, whether it's cold, whether it's comfortable, whether it's stiff, whether it's wet, or if it's too dry, your physical sensations, how you feel in your body, the feeling you get from those physical sensations, whether you're restless or whether you're excited, or whether you are bored, or you are flustered or annoyed, or you have something, a knot in your heart or whatever. Just feel it in your body. Feel it in your body. Get into your body. Get into your skin. So now that we are ready, I want to start with the music. I'll put on the music now. So I want to bring your attention to two motivations that I want you to explore while you are doing dance therapy with me to this music. So the first motivation is to listen to your body, to follow your physical sensations, to detect your physical sensations all over your body. And for example, if it's a tension or a constriction, a tension, a muscular tension, you can feel it and you can use it as an initiation. Use it to initiate your movement. So if it's a tension in your shoulder, try to use it to initiate movement. And then create tension in other parts of the body. And release tension. And create tension. So anything at all, just use your physical sensations to move you. If it's a feeling, that you have, maybe your weight distribution feels funny, then you can explore your weight distribution. You can explore your weight distribution and make sure make sure you don't inhibit yourself and explore the infinite possibilities of movement. So the first thing is to get into your body, use your physical sensations to initiate your movement. The second motivation is to observe how it unfolds. Observe how from that initiation, for example, a tension in your shoulder, from that initiation, if you want to relax the shoulder first and melt into it, and then how it develops, how it moves, where does it go to? Where does it lead? So that is the second motivation, how it develops and how it flows from one form of movement to another. So that is the second motivation, the flow of movement. And if it dies down, allow it to die down. And if it goes, if it fades away and it goes into something that you don't like, a movement that you don't like, allow yourself to stay there if you want, or allow yourself to stop if you want, but don't be too attached to that movement. Allow it to fade away. If it fades away, allow it to fade away. Don't pull it. Don't try to take it. Don't be attached to it. So once you stop, it's okay to stop and bring yourself back into the music. Bring yourself back into the present moment, back into your physical sensations, and then you can choose whatever physical sensations at all. It could be a thigh, a coldness in your thigh. You could feel the air on the hair of your leg or whatever, and you could use that to initiate movement on your leg, or you could even use that to initiate movement on other parts of the body in relation to that physical sensation. Move according to your physical sensation. For example, I feel my nose is a bit wet, and I will move according to that. I'm moving my head because I want the wetness to spread from my nose, and kind of I want the moisture to spread from my nose to my entire face, so that the moisture is more evenly distributed and that it gets to dry up quicker. So I want to distribute the moisture and allow the moisture to flow out of my body naturally. And I will see how it develops into different forms of movement according to whatever I choose, or however the movement, however the energy wants to weave itself. So keep that two motivations in mind, and I'm gonna go into demo now. So I'll let you explore your own movement, and I'll be demonstrating as well. So keep those two. Our last reminder is to keep those two motivations in mind. Use your physical sensations to initiate movement, and be conscious, be aware, notice how that initial movement develops into something else, or how it shifts from one dimension of movement or feeling of expression to another, and how it dies down if it does. So I'm gonna put up the music now. Happy demo, happy exploring.
I never you wake up now and see? Don't hide away the things you're feeling. Unlock your mind and lose the key. There's a universe inside you. You should never have to hide. I can see the stars inside you. Please just open up your eyes. There's a universe inside you. Inside you, so much more than people know. I've seen you fighting your emotion. I hope you stay and won't let go. There's a universe inside you, so much love to leave behind. Stop the path of devastation. You should live for all the hype. Inside you, why are you pushing it away? Leave behind you.
When there's a world of options at my fingertips.
Sorry guys.
No limits to create a story for every.
Your own deception and learn to live another day. There's a universe inside you, your galaxy of happiness. I just wanna help you find it. We'll explore in baby steps. There's a universe inside you. You've gotta give it room to breathe. So let the universe excite you, 'cause that's the way it's meant to be.
Kisses on my body, whisper to me softly. I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake. Hold me when I shake. Laying at your side and I burn like a naked flame. So catch me when I fall. Darling, don't you know I'm not scared at all. So don't let go. Catch me when I Catch me when I fall. You're the
dyes his hair and skin, I know it.
Conquering the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling. I'm following your lead, I'm following this feeling. I'm conquering the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling. I'm following your lead, I'm following this feeling. Conquering the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling. Busting through the ceiling, busting through the
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path. If you want it bad, I'm gonna show you where it's at. Yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done. I'll be number one, working hella hard until I get just what I want. Yeah, rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won. Yeah, always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
I'll try to find a better lie to tell you this time, so that you don't have to cry. And you'll fight me another night, long as I'm inside. But I'm falling by the wayside. You say I'm not the same, I'm saying you're too late. Our love is simple to say. You say you don't know how, I'm telling you right now. We gotta say my name.
This was me right after I started my business. You see, starting my business, that was easy.
You cry, but you don't know why. When what you feel inside is half a wrong and half a right. I can't keep on promising we'll get back again, but you know that I can't help it. You say I'm not the same, I'm saying you're too late. Our love is simple to say. You say you don't know how, I'm telling you right now. Baby, gotta say my name.
Stars that shine in darkness goes so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light. My mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, stealing the power. Keep falling, falling, I'll keep falling, falling. I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a goddess. You shot my conscience, flew up to the sky. Are you still giving? But now I'd ask you why. Say I'm different, let your words run out. But I'm not desperate for your approval now. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, stealing the power. Keep falling, falling, I'll keep falling, falling. I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a writing down every word you said just to watch them go to flames. Tried to break down my confidence while your bullets ricochet. Oh, you hid behind. Oh, your mask of lies had think, then talk about me. 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 Once again, when set your trap, oh, I know I took the bait. Now you're covering up your tracks, finding ways to curse my name. Oh, you hid behind, oh, your mask of lies. How did I ever fall for that? A monster dressed as a saint. And you say that I'm crying for you. I heard you whispering. No, I just feel sorry for you. If that's what you think, then talk about me. Talk about me. Talk about me. Talk about me. Talk about
coming waves across the shore. Oh, maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe. I can hear your laughter coming waves across the shore. Oh, maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe. We could be together, you're the one I'm looking for. Oh, maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe. We could be together, you're the one I'm looking for. Oh, maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Fly my kite, 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 fly my kite. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe. Fly my kite, 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 fly my kite. Maybe you could fly my kite, babe.
This is not a phone. This is a cafe, a photographer, a
Sorry,
pen
guys.
warmer.
Okay. Guys, I think this will be our cool down song. So I want you to cool down now. Come back to your small movements. Keep moving, but don't go for too big a movement anymore. This is the cool down. So slow down your movements. Having the awareness, having in mind that our session is coming to an end. This being our last song. So I hope you found more ways of movement, more dimensions of movement and expression. And I hope from that you get to explore as well how your initial movement developed into a completely different form of being. Allows you to shift from one form of existence to another, and how the process actually works, how the entire process unravels and develops. I hope you can see it, or notice how the movement changes and develops and evolves from one point of existence to another. Okay, I think that's the end. So let's come to a close by taking 3 counts of deep breath in, 2 counts of holding the breath, and 3 counts of letting the breath out. Ready? You can start by breathing in now. Okay. Now be aware of your breath, whether it's steady, whether it's excited, whether it's short, whether it's shallow or deep, whatever the breath is, just be aware of your breath. The exchange of air between your body and the environment, the exchange of life. Now I want you to come back to your body from head to toe. Scan, be aware of the physical sensations of your forehead, your scalp, your skull, your eye sockets, your eyeballs, your nose, your jaw, your neck, your collarbones, your shoulders, scapula, your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your palm, your fingers, your hand bones, your fingernails, and then down from your collarbone to your ribs, chest, torso, spleen, liver, organs, gut, pelvis, your bum, your buttocks, your thighs, your calves, your knees, your calves, and then your ankles, and then your toes, your feet, your metatarsals, and your toenails. Now I want you to do a quick scan one more time from head to toe, from your skull to your neck, to your arms, to your back to your collarbone, to your ribs, to your torso, to your pelvis, to your legs, and to your feet. Now I want you to be aware of your physical sensations in your body. You should feel a bit warm now, and that's fine. And now I want you to bring your 20% of your attention back to your surroundings. Your personal space, the space that you call your own. Claim that space, and then cast your awareness, 20% of your awareness, to your surrounding space. The space that you occupy, the space that is around your personal environment, your personal capsule. So you can be aware of it through your visual senses, through your auditory senses, and through your contact senses. Okay, now I want you to be aware of your weight distribution, whether your weight is more on your pelvis or your legs, or your shoulders, or your back. For some reason, my weight is a lot on my shoulders. I'm trying to shift it right now. So I think that's all for today's session. So now that you're back in the present moment, now that your presence, your awareness is back at present, we can end the session. So if you want to join Dance Therapy 10, we will do an exclusive dance therapy session on Wednesday at GMT 2 a.m. And on Friday at GMT 2 a.m. at my Patreon page, which you can find in the link in the description below. So join us this Friday for Dance Therapy 10, and also an exclusive live stream as well. For Dance Therapy 10 will be somewhere around 4 a.m. But an exclusive live stream will be Friday GMT 2 a.m. and then after that will be Dance Therapy, which is around 4 a.m. 4 or 3 a.m. depending. So it's around 3 or 4 a.m. on this Friday at my Patreon page. Sorry about that. But before the dance therapy, about an hour before, there would be an exclusive live stream on narcissistic abuse recovery and immunity, where we cover where we will be dissecting a book on the dark side of personality, covering the triads of personality disorders, which is narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. So I think yes, this week we are going to proceed to chapter 4. So I'm not sure what the chapter is about yet, but I'm going to read it and then I'm going to dissect it this Friday, GMT 2 a.m. So join us please if you want to, and support our channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, sharing this video and subscribing to this channel. We are reaching 100 subscribers now, and well over 100 subscribers, and I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for supporting us at hostnomore.org. Thank you for supporting us, guys, and I think I'm gonna end there now. So stay mindful, peaceful, and powerful, and may inner peace be with you. See you in the next video. Bye. Hope you enjoyed that.